friends, I'm Bella, and welcome to my little corner of YouTube world where we can share all things beauty and beyond. A big welcome to you. I spoke, I think last week or in my video, that I wanted to do my yearly favourites, which is something I've always done around this time of year. It's been a different year, hasn't it, this year, because what with the COVID and, you know, me being out of commission for a little while, or quite a while, I guess the things haven't rolled over as they normally do, but I still very, very much have my favourites. I mean, I've always worn makeup every day. I've always purchased makeup, although not to the extent that I probably would in years. But you guys know what I'm saying, don't you? The shops haven't been available all the time and things have been a bit upside down. But we still have our favourites, don't we? Even if they're ones that are in our stash, we still have our favourites. Now, I've got some favourites that have knocked some off pedestals that I've had for years, that have been up there at the top for years. But anyway, let's start and stop rabbiting. So we will start with foundations. My favourite foundations for ages and ages have been the CYO Full Coverage Foundation, discontinued, and for years it's been the Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation, discontinued. So my two favourite foundations have been discontinued. However, I found this one from Essence. I didn't have all that much hope for it, actually, and I never saw reviews for it before I bought it, which is not like me, because you know I like to watch my reviews first. But this one is from Essence, and it's called Fresh and Fit. I think on one of the websites, I think it was Just My Look, I'm not sure, don't quote me, but they had a deal, buy 2 Essence products, get one free. So I thought, well, I'll try this, you know, as a free one, and it's really nice, guys. I'm really impressed with it. Essence Fresh and Fit is vitamin complex, vitamin E and niacinamide, so it's got nice things in it as well. It goes on beautifully. It's lovely and smooth. I can put it under my eyes, which is something I really like to do, because so if I don't have to wear a concealer every day, I don't wear. I haven't got a concealer on now, so you can see it's done quite a good job of disguising my under eyes. It doesn't go into fine lines. Also, it doesn't have to be set with the powder, although it's got that, you know, finish, that, what do we call it, glowing kind of finish. It doesn't have to be set with powder. So I like that idea as well, that it's long lasting, it's great longevity, and but I always use a setting spray. Always use a setting spray. So I put my foundation on, anything else under my eyes, I put it on as a base of my eyeshadow all over, and then I use a setting spray, and then I go in and do the rest of my face. That's how I work it. But I would recommend this, and it's been my favourite this year. Who would have thought? Essence Fresh and Lift. Now, whether it would have gone up there if I could still get my CYO, I don't know. I don't know. But it's nice. It's very, very nice. The next thing is, right, concealers. Let's talk about concealers now. I've been against, and I think I mentioned it last week, I've not been a fan of Tarte Shape Tape. I never have. It's never worked for me. But I thought, so many of my friends say, you know, how wonderful it is, and it's really great, and really try it, and, you know, mature friends as well. It looks great on them. And I've tried to sort of look at their demonstrations, and I think what I was doing wrong, well, I know what I was doing wrong, was I was putting far, far too much on. The Tarte Shape Tape needs such a tiny, and I mean the tiniest, that would go all under your eyes. I literally mean a tiny bit. That little drop like that would cover your whole under eye area. And if you just use that amount, You make sure your eyes are well moisturised, that you've got a good under eye moisturiser on. You won't get the creasing. You won't get it going into the lines. But literally, I was putting it on like I normally put, you know, a concealer on, which was why I should imagine it was going like it was, which was really awful. Because, you know, I've never liked Shape Tape, but I do really like it now. But it was the application as opposed to the product. So the product is good, but the application is really important. Less is more, definitely. Also from the high street, I love the number 7 one. I've loved Maybelline's The Under Eye Eraser for years, and I still like that very much. But for me personally, I like this one better. This is the number 7, and it's the Hydroluminous Concealer. I love number 7. They are another range that will always be good for me. They are Boots, you know, we can only get in Boots here. This is a twisty, so you turn it up and it comes up through the little sponge. And you can wash the sponge. I wash the sponge as I would wash my brushes. Very, you know, a little bit at a time and not scrub it too hard. But I do wash the sponge as I would wash my brushes. And I really, really like that one. So that's the number 7, Hydroluminous. So those two, I would say, every day this one, if I was going out, particularly in the evening, and I thought I was going to get hot and so forth, I would use this one. But not so often, because I don't need, or I don't want that much coverage all the time. So I'm happy with this one. This is the one that I've got on today. Finishing powder. Finishing powder has always been one of the most tricky things for me to find. I think anyone with mature skin, one of the most trickiest things to find is a finishing powder, because it really can make or break your look. There's a magpie sitting right outside my window. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Right outside my window. It can make or break your look. For a long, long time now, for pressed powders, I've liked Rimmel's Stay Matte. That's a lovely one. I found that from YouTube as well. And for a loose powder, I've liked Coty's Airspun, which we all know, once you've got used to that slightly sort of smell that it's got to it, it goes away when it's on your face. It's a lovely finishing powder too. But they have been knocked off their pedestal this year, and it's number 7 again. So this is the number 7, and it's the Perfect Lift Loose Powder, and this is in translucent. I'm really, really happy with this. I like the container it's in. I love the powder. I don't use powder every day. As I said, I normally just use a fixing spray. But when I do need powder, when I go out, I don't look chalky. I can put it under my eyes. It doesn't look chalky at all. So that's a winner for me for this year. Bronzer hasn't changed at all. I've got my bronzer on now, which I wear. This is my 950th one of them, might be exaggerating. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I love this. I've loved it for years. It's been my favourites at the end of the year for years. And well hit pan on that one, and that'll be gone by next year. That'll use that up. And I love it. I love that bronzer because it's just the right tone for me. There is nothing orangey about it. And it's very smooth, and it doesn't build up in one place, you know. I always start at this end and come downwards. And I've got it on today as a blusher as well, which I do very, very often. If I'm wearing browns or I've got very neutral makeup on, I won't wear an extra blusher. So I've got this right down as a blusher as well. And I really, really like it, and I can't see anything taking its place. However, it's not taking its place. But what I have found as well is using a darker powder can work. Although it wouldn't take the place of my Physicians Formula, because I just love that. But using a darker powder can work, or a darker foundation in that part. And I've done that a lot. And this is Laura Geller's Balance and Brine. Now, if you can see, the colour is far too dark for me to be a powder. But it does work as a bronzer and a contour. It works very, very well. It's coming across a bit orangey on there, but it really isn't orangey at all. It really works well. This is a powder foundation, although it isn't thick. You can put it on, you know, sparingly, and it doesn't I haven't got it on today, I've got the other one on, but it does work. So if you're looking for bronzers, or you're thinking, you know, how can I try a bronzer if you haven't tried it before? See if you've got anything that's a darker one, you know, a powder that you use or a foundation that you use that you bought maybe too dark. Just try doing a little bit of contouring with that, or bronzing with that, because I think that works well. I think that works well. Now, blushes. Now, for those of you that know me, will know that if you go back over my videos over the last 5 years, my absolutely go-to blusher has always been Nars Orgasm. I love Nars Orgasm, and I still do. I think it's wonderful. I think it fits well with everything. I think it's a perfect consistency. I love it. But I found something I think I like better. And I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd say that. But this is such a lovely blush. This I saw on Patty's Rockstar Mums videos, and I thought her blush looked absolutely beautiful. I think Melissa uses it as well. And this is Benefit's Rockateur. And it's absolutely lovely. It's such a lovely colour on. It's such a lovely colour. You can wear it with pinks, you can wear it with warmer colours. It's so neutral, and it's a lovely look on your cheeks. I haven't got it on now, as I said. I'll put it on to show you, you'll be able to see really with what I've got on. But it is lovely. Another thing I've fallen for recently is Benefit. I like Benefit's products too. But this is lovely. I think they do blushes really well, Benefit, as they do mascaras. But I think they do blushes really, really well. The contours are a little bit heavy for me, some of the contours from them. But the blushes are lovely. I love the dandelion powder. They've got some lovely, lovely powders. But this one, this blush, Rockateur, is up there. And it's not Nars Orgasm off. Who would have thought? So, highlighter. I'm not a great highlighter user, but I do like it. I've got it on now, you can see. But I don't like anything too heavy. And I think as we get older, that's sort of really shiny. Although it looks beautiful on the younger ones, I think anything too shiny is a bit too much for us. Certainly is for me. I said last week that I've really got to like tart again. I haven't bought anything tart for some time. The last thing was the blue in the bloom eyeshadow palette, which I love. But I sent for a box from QVC. They had a Christmas special box, and I showed you last week if you saw my video. And I like so much in that. It's so lovely, and they had this powder. Now, it can be used as an overall powder. For me, I wouldn't use it as an overall powder, but it's a fantastic highlighter. You see, I've just got it there, got a little bit down there, a little bit here, and I've also got it on my eyelids. It's a fantastic, anything you want to bring forward as a highlighter, it's lovely. It's really finely milled. And you can see there's nothing really, if I put it down, there's nothing really in your face about that. That just gives that nice glow. And I'm really, really pleased with this. And this, I can't see anything taking its place. But I said that with the Nars Orgasm. But this is a good one. Now we are on to eyeshadow palettes. Now, I think for years and years, and before I started YouTube, my favourite eyeshadow palette was always the Comfort Zone by Wet n Wild. I loved it. I had umpteen. And then they repackaged it. And a lot of people would disagree, but I don't think it was the same. It just was not the same. I knew that palette so well. I knew the consistency. I knew how it worked so well. But it was not the same. It wasn't. And then they repackaged it again. So this is like the third time. It's still the Comfort Zone. And the pedal pushers and all the ones that used to be. But they've repackaged it, and it's just not the same. The consistency is not the same. So when I went down to my daughter's, we went into the beauty outlets down there. She's got lots down there. And I found the original palette, and I bought 2. This is the original palette. That's what it originally looked like. This is a lovely, lovely palette. I guess saying it's my favourite because it'd be hard for you to get hold of now, I know that. But it is. It's a wonderful palette. And maybe it's just me, but I cannot get the new packaging ones to work the way that I can get this one to work. I love this palette. I've got a 2 and I'm just so pleased that I found them again because it's gone back up with one of my favourite palettes. I've got a couple of palettes actually that I wanted to share with you that I don't use the Comfort Zone every day. I mix and match my palettes as we all do. But one that I've really found useful is Roxy's palette from Revolution. And this is a face palette, highlight palette and face palette. But I can do it's nice packaging. You can see nice packaging, got a nice mirror. I can do all my face with that. I can use it as a base on my eyes. I can use it as a shadow. I can use it as a crease line. I can use the blush. I can use the highlighter. I can use all those. I can do all my face with that. And if I'm sort of in a rush, in and out type of thing, that's ideal. Is it my favourite of everything? No, I wouldn't say it was my favourite, but I'd say it's one of my... The one I put it in my favourites because of the convenience. It's real convenience. If you're in a rush, once you've got your base on, you can do the rest with that, and then you're just talking about mascara and brows and so forth, which is handy, isn't it? So I do like these all-in-one palettes. I do like them, but the reason this is at the top is purely because of the convenience of it. So for new eyeshadow palettes, ones I haven't tried before, but I really love this palette. It's lovely. This is the Illamasqua. Now don't hear enough about Illamasqua. It's another one of those makes like Elizabeth Arden, that I really, really like, and they just don't seem to get enough airplay. And Illamasqua makes some beautiful things, beautiful highlighters, beautiful foundations. I really like Illamasqua. This one is the Artistry Palette, and this is for this time of year. Most definitely, this is my favourite winter palette. It's lovely. It's got the warm and the cooler shades in. It's a lovely, lovely palette. It's very creamy, works like a dream. I love it. One that I use all the time. It's always out. I love this palette. So that's by Illamasqua. And I'd say, I don't know why this happens with makes. I don't. Because I love Illamasqua, and I love Lord & Berry, and I love Elizabeth Arden. I think they're wonderful, but they just don't seem to get that airplay anymore, whether because they've been established for years or what, I don't know. But I haven't seen a lot on here with the Illamasqua, but if you haven't tried it, I would say it's definitely worth it. They make really nice products. Eyebrows, which are the bane of my life, you know that, guys. I've said it 1,000 times. But I would say the 2 best products that I use that I've got on now to get my eyebrows the way that I like them There's a tiny bit of this left, but I will be buying another one. That's the e.l.f. and a lot of people's favourite, isn't it? That's the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. That's really, really nice. Nice consistency, nice thin tip, and it stays on all day, which a lot of eyebrow products don't on me. And then I top that over the top with, this is the Essence, and this is the brow crayon. So I do my line with the pencil, brush my eyes up with a spoolie, and then I would do the shape, so down to the tip, and then I need to fill this bit in here, because this does enough work for down here, but I need to fill this in. But if I filled that in with this, it would be too much. So I fill it in with the brow crayon, just in this bit here. I can't see what I'm doing. And that just works really, really well. So those two things together are my favourites for brows. Okay, mascaras, which is another thing that I buy a lot of. Foundation mascaras are things that I purchase the most, and I'm sure that's the same for a lot of us. So my favourite mascara, these are by Essence, and I think with these mascaras, if you put together, this is the volume booster. So that's the Essence Boost. So put that on first. That's a primer. It's a white primer, and it makes a heck of a lot of difference. A heck of a lot of difference. If you put that on first, let that dry. Not completely dry. You know how you, between layers of mascara, you wait till it's tacky. Yeah, and then put another. So make sure that's before you put your mascara on. That's tacky. Now, mascara with Essence. So many people love the Lash Princess, and I do. I do really like Lash Princess. I think it's a beautiful mascara. But Essence are another company that do, like Benefit, do excellent mascaras. My favourite is this one, and this is the I Love Extreme. I was introduced to this by Emily Noel, and she likes the big lashes, you know, the big built-up lashes, and I do. And this does it really, really well. I really like this, and I have for years, and it's been top of the pops off for me before, but it's gone back up there now. It's risen through the charts. So these two together most definitely are my favourite mascaras. And finally, lipsticks. I don't buy a lot of Vividly lipsticks. I don't anymore. I don't think they suit me. I think you all know that I'm very much an eye girl, that I concentrate on my eyes more than anything else. Although I do like a nice lipstick. My favourite lipstick for years and years and years has been MAC's Velvet Teddy, and I still love MAC's Velvet Teddy. And the bullet lipstick, that is still my favourite lipstick. It's perfect for me. Velvet Teddy is the perfect lipstick. Perfect nude. I love it. But I also love, you hear the rain's coming now, guys. I also love these, and these are the Butter lipsticks by NYX. So there's this one, which is the pinky shade, and that one, which is the warmer shade. They are lovely. I don't like a lot of lip glosses. I think the waste of time, a lot of them. I see what I'm doing, guys. But that is lovely. It feels nice on your lips. It doesn't go all over the place. It doesn't last all day. You would have to touch it up. I've not found a lip gloss that you don't, or butter lipstick that you don't. But they're really nice. I really like them, and I really like the way they make your lips feel. So that's NYX butter lip. They call it butter lipsticks, or butter gloss. Okay guys, so that's my favourite for this year. I hope that didn't go on too long. Probably did. Thank you for being here with me. It's great to be here. I just love it being back here. I really do. Please tell me what you'd like me to do, what you'd like to see me do, any videos you'd like, what content you'd like me to bring you, and things you'd like to talk about. And I'm just really glad that you're here with me, and I appreciate you all so very, very much. I will see you again in my next video. Please take great care. Bye, guys. Bye.